No, no, this is our second weekend. No, we haven't been done. What about you?
No, no, I've got you again.
Yeah?
Only down to there.
Okay, nice.
Change the place. Just for the season. Short season, yeah. We've only got 11 games. So, playing two, so only got 2 plus the hotel.
Everybody's good? Yeah, all good. Yeah, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the NPL clash between the Glenorchy Knights and Olympia FC Warriors. The game will get underway in about 5 minutes' time. Can I remind everybody, yet again please, with regards to the COVID-19 conditions, please observe social distancing in all areas of the ground. And a reminder that there are restrictions on some of the spaces, a maximum of 60 people in the grandstand, and observing social distancing. Similarly, if you go into the bar, the restriction there are 60 people, and if you're staying in the bar area, you must be seated. You can always come outside into the wet area if you want to drink there though. Thank you for your support.
I don't know how to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NPL game is about to get underway between Glenorchy Knights and Olympia FC Warriors. The Olympia starting lineup is number 15, Declan Brown, number 3, Ben Curtis, number 8, Lloyd Ferrell, number 2, Adam Gorry, number 11, Benjamin Hamlet, number 1, Elliot Hoisted, number 6, Nicholas Mearns, number 16, Lachlan O'Connor, number 13, Ashton Pacey Main, number 4, Jake Van der May, and number 7, Warren Waterloo. On the bench, Brayton Allen, Michael Moscajanis, Joseph Moadu, Jake Ryan, and Kyle Vincent. Starting lineup for Glenorchy Knights. 14, Alex Bellini. Number 5, Jack Bowman. Number 23, Lockie Hart. Number 6, Jordan Muller. Number 13, Nick Naden. Number 10, Joffrey Nkosu. Number 20, Daniel Schmidt. Number 16, Oscar Thomas. Number 17, Alex Walter. And number 12, Thomas Young. On the bench are Ryan Backhouse, James Sherman, Cade Smith and Baha Kareem. Our officials for this afternoon, our central referee Stratus Plomatis. On the line, Josh McKerney and Brenton Muir.
Good afternoon and welcome to KG5 Football Park for this massive round 2 clash in the NPL Tasmania between the Glenorchy Knights and Olympia Warriors, traditional rivals, and the stakes could scarcely be higher despite it being very early in the season. Both teams falling to somewhat shock losses in round 1. It was the Warriors going down to their Eastern Shore rivals Clarence by 1-0, whilst down to the den went the Knights and they fell 2-0. Some Chris Downs set-piece wizardry, and it leaves them with a must-win match here today. It's going to be very tough to make a title tilt. They don't pick up 3 points this afternoon, but certainly a pretty even league competition to start the year. We've seen it's been some pretty good games. He is hoping for another one this evening at KG5. I'm Andrew Cooling. Joining me to call the action here today is Paul Hunt, and a tantalising game in prospect here, Hunty.
Yeah, it certainly is. Two traditional rivals here in Southern Tasmanian football squaring off. It's always a big game, but in this shortened NPL season where every win is crucial, both sides, I think, really need to go for the jugular here this afternoon, as twilight sets in over Hobart. Both sides, as you mentioned, coming off a loss. I was at the Warriors Clarence Zebras game, and on that compact night at Wentworth Park, they just couldn't quite break them down through the centre, could the Warriors, but they've got a few changes in their lineup here today, some enforced, and that may actually lead to a bit more of an open style from them, and could lead to some action, but they'll have to get past It's Nice side, who will run through their lineup for you now. You've got Harry Anderson, a favourite of Slice of Cheese there, the Magic Man, Alessandro Bellini getting a start here today, Jack Bowman, Lockie Hart in goals, Geordie Muller sitting in defensive mid, Nick Naden, the big in for Knights, playing his first game against his old team, Joffrey, King of the Andals and Koso. Got Oscar Thomas, Alex Walter, another new signing for them. It'll be Thomas Young and Connor Schmidt as well. Rounding out the defence, on the bench you got Backhouse, the coach himself, James Sherman, Cade Smith, and I think it's Carrier Bahia. The team sheet wasn't too kind to us up here in the Slice of Cheese commentary box. We think we've got that one right, as we'll quickly swing over to the Warriors team. Coin toss going ahead in front of us. Vandermeer and Muller there as the Warriors line up. Only one Brown in this evening with Callum out injured. It's Declan Brown who'll get the start. Ben Curtis.
Callum suspended, I believe. 2 yellows last week, red card.
Correct. Curtis, Farrell and Adam Gorry there as well. Ben Hamlet, another new face joining from South. Another change for the Warriors. It's Elliot Hoisted in goals here this evening. No Darby Randall. He's scratched off the team sheet. It was believed to be a last-minute change. Nick Mearns, Lachlan O'Connor, the young Ashton Pacey Main getting a start here. Been on the bench a few times of late. Captain Jake Vandermeer and the postman himself, Warren Wadawu. On the bench, Brayton Allen, Moscagiannis, the backup keeper, Joseph Moarabu. Jack Ryan, possibly passing his late fitness test. We're not quite sure there. His name is on the bench. And Cole Vincent. That voice you heard just before sliding into the commentary box. It's Daiso again for a second appearance on Slice of Cheese. We'll let him back in the commentary box. Quick prediction from you, Daiso.
After watching Olympia last week, I think going back onto a synthetic surface, I think they'll really dominate. I think with their training at Warrior Park, I think that's how they want to play, and especially having Declan Brown in the team, he'll look to get it down and play feet early. I think they're real good players like that.
That's a good call there from Dice as the game gets underway with a pass back to Loic Farrell. It's a pretty sturdy back line again. It's the same as last week with Curtis Vandermeer, Gorry and O'Connor for the Warriors. We'll see what the changing keeper does for anything for them here this evening. As O'Connor looks further afield. It's Anderson who intercepts. Knights. A bit more of a fluid lineup. They've got plenty of players who can play in plenty of different positions, and there is a first touch for the King of the Andals. And look, it's not the greatest touch of Nkoso's career. He gets it back, tries to get past one, get past two. He wants to win a corner. In the end, he's drowned out by Warriors defenders. That may take some getting used to here in the commentary box, so I'm definitely predicting I'm going to call him for the Warriors at least once tonight. Nkoso. He's on the ball again now against Gorry. Lays it back to the giraffe, Oscar Thomas. Late ball into Bellini. Sending in a teammate. Good early save from Hoisted and just claims it well. Schmidt bombing on there, getting into uncharted territory. We're seeing an early save from Hoisted.
Is Hoisted's debut?
I would assume so. For those Hoisted at university last season. I think they've been there for a couple of years before that as well. It would be certainly an NPL debut for Olympia here tonight as Wadawu trying to use the roller coaster to get past Anderson. No luck there.
I think Knights will try to exploit that too. I reckon they'll try to get some early shots off here. He'll be very nervous, I reckon.
And a big game for Hoisted as Bowman up against his former teammate there in Hamlet. O'Connor coming forward to take the throw. The referee in the middle, Stratos Palmaridis there, making sure he doesn't steal what would be a good 10 to 15 yards there on that throw-in. Given away by Pacey Main, but to Farrell. Back again, the youngster. Probably didn't come across too many players as composed in the middle as Geordie Muller in his time, and here's Brown running it at the fence for the first time with Dawu. Goes to lay it back. Flag stays down. He just keeps it in. Does Brown? Oh, it's a lovely bit of skill on the sideline. Goes to the centre. Falls to Pacey Main, who went the pass shot. To no avail there, but Declan Brown with a lovely bit of skill on the sideline as Corey gets in the way of Nkoso. And as you rightly pointed out, Daiso, Brown, a key player, and he's getting involved early. The Nkoso getting the ball there because the foul happened in previous play. There's lights already on here at KG5, or nearly all of them on, as is custom at this venue. Gorry to Wadawu. Wants to try and win a corner off the giraffe and only wins a throw.
Senior OT. Junior OT last week.
Yeah. We love a good lanky player here in NPL, don't we? Gorry, as far as Mearns, who just about gets clotheslined from Geordie Muller there. Need more the rake across the face. Set up a first set piece opportunity for the Warriors.
Wazwada would be all over this.
He's probably saying to Adam Gorry, I've been at this club longer, it probably should be my go
100%.
first.
Oh no, he's running off it.
Yeah, well. And Postman deferring
Back in my time, it was always Wazza.
to Warrior Park's favourite ranger, as we have to now dub Adam Gorry. Whips that one in towards the back post and falls to Farrell of all people up there. Hamlet, that's a name you probably want in that area a bit more than Farrell, but he too scuffs it wide.
I don't know if Darby Randall's too happy with that. Favourite ranger. He could be up there.
Yeah, true.
Been there longer.
Didn't have much competition over at South, did he? Adam Gorry. Very good. Maybe because he's not in the team tonight, we'll just run
Fair.
with Gorry.
Yep.
And Bowman down the sideline towards Naden. And Connor doing that one pretty easily. And again. Throw in by Anderson. Direction of Bellini, who's stayed down after that challenge. him down. Here's the Magic Band. Only 5 minutes into the game. Getting back to his feet eventually is the Magic Man. Had a bit of a trim in the off-season. Forward by O'Connor. Again, Bellini can't make it forward, but should be the Knights' first corner of the game. As a keeper, so I say, how hard is it coming against someone like Oscar Thomas and a bit of the other tall timber
OT.
they've got there?
I always had a thing where I came up against Luke Hoogswood and I was always back myself. I don't know why,
Yep.
but I just always back myself. And I think it's just about confidence. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to do it. I'll be putting this right on the keeper right now, though.
And they do indeed, but luckily Vandermeer with the strong head. Thomas can't quite get that one. We'll jog back to his more familiar centre-back position. Interesting they didn't put Bowman up for that corner either. Another strong header of the ball. Gorry. Complaining the ball was flat. Wants the referee to have a look. Really not happy with that. I hope they don't want a ball on that side of the field anytime soon. There's Brown playing the ball, trying to use the pace of Hamlet.
What's that for?
I think they're going to give that as a nudge in the back rather than a nudge in the side. And I don't know about you, I thought that was just a nice little nudge in the side.
Yeah, I thought that was fair play.
The ball heads out towards Schmidt. Looking for Nkoso. Obviously missed last week. Did Joffrey Nkoso. Registration not quite coming through in time. Ball was cleared again, so just the one or two half chances for each side so far. There's the other game on in the NPL Tas at the moment. Devonport v Launceston City. It seems like Devonport are a goal up early in the first 5 minutes. And Koso battling away with Gorry. The 2 sixes, Mearns v Muller. I reckon that is going to be some matchup here tonight, as Nkoso's got time to run at the defence. Has got Walter, Naden and Young for company in the end. Frenchman like Farrell concedes the corner.
This is not what you want as a keeper coming in on you to do. Just a couple of corners early. He wants to really get his hands on the ball here, I reckon.
He hasn't had one of those nice, comfortable saves to get a feel of the ball yet, has Hoisted. Nkoso with a low driver. Pacey Main flicks that one towards Thomas, who goes back towards the penalty spot. Waits clear as far as Hamlet. Giving O'Connor a task. He just keeps it in. Dawu giving that away to Muller. Bellini. Went the reverse ball to Nkoso. Schmidt giving the ball away. Brown trying to get past Muller. And he's mopped up well there, the number 6.
Lockie Clark not wearing the number 1 either. Is that Lockie Clark?
Lockie Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Was he not wearing number 1?
Who knows? There's been some odd shirt numbers around the grounds here in Tasmania today. Went to a Southern Championship game earlier where someone came on with number 133, which
Jesus.
I personally think should be outlawed from the game.
I'd
but
probably just rather stay home and sit on the couch.
yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. As Walter now charging into the box, getting as far as Bellini. Young also coming up, Bellini, twisting, turning, and goes to the slide rule to Young. And it's in the back of the net. Hoisted beaten early on. And it's Thomas Young coming forward from centre mid. Some crafty work from the Magic Man. And that is Glenorchy Knights 1-0 up.
I need a replay. The pole's in the way.
I say learning the number 1 rule of KG5 commentary here with the pole. There's some lovely work from Bellini. Just thought most people there would pass backwards, play the way they face, and just deft through ball.
Quick movements. Running off the ball, triangle passes. Bang, bang.
Yeah, from Young. A couple of Warriors players looking towards the linesman.
That's what happens too when you play on synthetic ground. You can do that because you know you got no excuses.
It's the kind of the truer bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly get that. Both Warrior and here, the two synthetic pitches in the south is in Koso. What about going for a run? Lays it off to Schmidt. Goal scorer Young. Now trying to play the assist maker. Hamlet through to Moons. Hamlet, he left it for Pacey Main, who was a few steps behind Nick Naden. Hamlet, Moons. Again, Muller winning the early exchanges against his opposite number 6. Oh, Farrell. Heavy touch off the knee, allows Walter to come in. Vandermeer strong into the challenge against Naden.
Beast mode. Oh. We used to have a thing when Nades played for Clarence, you just go beast mode, he'd play out of centre back. And he'd just run the whole field, score a goal. Happened so many times.
Yeah, it does have that pace down the wing. An outlet you would have enjoyed kicking to a few times, I reckon, Daiso. Relieve some of the pressure and bombing it up that direction.
When he played at Clarence, he was a centre back.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Don't see the go from centre back to wing up too often, but
He scored a lot of goals from centre back. He just run the whole ground, not past anyone, he just run through everyone.
I see why. Coach Sherman is going to put him in wing to start with here.
He's just a powerful human.
NPL side at the moment. There's Bellini
Put it on the keeper and run at the keeper.
over this set piece. Centrally, it's over a couple of heads, falls to Nkoso, wanted to take a touch, takes another. Geoffrey Nkoso looking for a teammate, it is Naden who puts it over the top for a goal kick. Another new ball needed. Another half chance for the Knights, just really scooped that one like a pitching wedge, did Naden. Curtis, shot down by Walter.
Olympia just started a bit slow here, I think. I don't think they've come out at full pace. I think Glenorchy Knights passing the ball around good and they're keeping in their attacking half, whereas Olympia are just, I don't know, just weird.
Yeah, Olympia, they do pretty much play out from the back at every single occasion, as that is a high boot on Nkoso. And the Knights players not terribly happy with that.
Watch the $500 fine, the new rule.
Eventually gets back to his feet, Nkoso. Have a look at that high boot again.
I'm just waiting for someone to create TikToks with Stratos. Stratos TikToks.
He's not quite the Mike Dean of Tasmanian football. But
He's got the big holding the ball, arms out at the side. Just wait for that. When he goes, no.
One of the best in the state is Stratos Flores. He's now having a word to the offender. You can almost make a dance out of that too. Those strong hand movements.
DJ Stratos.
It'll be Schmidt to take this one. It's all Timber at the back post. A lofted ball in that direction. Thomas rising high. Now Curtis knocks that one clear. Danger averted for the moment, but outside of that half chance from Hamlet, really has been all territory in the Knights attacking third. And they'll keep it down that area again.
Not having Callum Brown really hurts him as an outlet, I reckon. Him and Declan Brown, when they're working together, they just grew up playing backyard. I went to school with them. All they did at lunchtime was pass the ball to each other. Bang, bang, bang.
And certainly having their injury troubles of late, unfortunately, the Browns. This time it is suspension keeping them out after a red card against Clarence Zebras. 2 yellows in the first half. And potentially swayed the outcome of that game last week. And the absence of another negative impact. As the goal scorer Young can't quite keep that one in. And it was one of the knocks on Olympia in pre-season was that chemistry factor. Obviously the Browns playing with each other, but then still not with the likes of Jack Ryan or Hammer-Time Hamlet as well. No real experience in the past.
Yeah, they've both got the same mind too. They just know what each other's going to do. Obviously they are twins, just grown up together. It's always good to have that.
Only saving grace is it makes it a little easier for up here in the commentary box as Walter goes the flick on. Naden going to battle with Hamlet. Now Anderson. Getting around hammer time. Trying it back towards Naden. Moon's winning out at this occasion. Can the Warriors really get it out of their own defensive half? Something we haven't seen for a while. Moons. Anderson gives it away to Farrell. Wants to try and switch the play. Brown. Gorry on the far side. A great deal of options. So he goes back to Farrell. Now Brown running at Thomas. Eventually gets out to Wadawu. Low ball. Hamlet. Back post. Moons.
Oh.
Fresh air, but penalty has been given. Kind of waiting for the advantage. And he's given a penalty against Oscar Thomas on Ben Hamlet. I'll admit I was following the ball there, so I wouldn't mind a replay. Bowman on Hamlet. And
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
not entirely sure what that was for. I thought the attacker just missed the ball.
Just like that, though. That's how quickly the game changes. Glenorchy Knights dominating the game, and now Olympia got a penalty.
It'll be hammer time Hamlet to take against Lockie Hart. It's Hamlet. It's saved by Hart. Comfortable save in the end for the keeper. He got down low well, held onto it as well. And it's surely a push in the back on Walter there. And the referee hasn't given it. But Knights still a goal to the good. Fantastic save from the keeper. He got down low well there, didn't he, Dyson?
Yeah, he did. That's the best thing. As a goalkeeper, when you're trying to save a penalty, I don't actually watch him or his eyes. I watch his feet.
Yeah.
So if you look at his body shape, look at where his feet are going, and that's how you pick to decide. Some people just guess. I sort of try to put something a bit behind it. Look at his feet, and because he's running in so slow as well, you could tell straight away. So if you're looking at his feet, you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Better opportunity to save it.
And yeah, he did well there. It wasn't the firmest penalty I've ever seen Hamlet hit. It also wasn't the worst. He had to stand up strong as Bowman, very casually doing well there, but not needed for offside. He wanted the advantage there, Bowman. After his lovely bit of skill, I'd probably want the advantage as well. Moves back.
Hamlet's work rate's going to go through the roof here. He's not going to be happy with missing that.
Yeah, fired up Hamlet. He's a dangerous commodity. So is Young. Bursting down the wing, Walter heading towards the near post. In the end, he's just got a bit too keen as the goal scorer. Not going out for a corner kick. We'll have a look at that save again. Down really well. Textbook, almost like it's a training drill. You see keepers do that 100%. Move. It's probably what came to his advantage. The ball was probably in a spot where he's used to doing it
as well. If you hit that a bit harder, takes a little bounce, it can still go in.
Just from the untrained, it looked like more of a muscle memory type save as well. It was Vandermeer coolly towards Gorry.
Here we go.
Here's Hamlet getting around Thomas. Has Bowman to run at. Has Wadawu at the back post. Flicks back. Pacey Main takes a touch. Coming back. Calls for handball. Not given. Wadawu on the left. Gets through a couple of legs. Buller whacks it into his own teammate. Calls for handball again.
That's handball for mine.
It was a clumsy looking challenge as he's overrun it.
That's going straight to Wadawu and he stopped it with his hands. That's a pen.
Interesting decision there. It's one of those ones where you really need to have a really firm grasp of this handball rule. If that's going to an attacking player in the penalty box, whether it's accidental or not.
Here goes beast mode.
What does that mean? As Nick Naden looks up, thinks about going against Farrell. He's now got 3 around him. Beast mode not activated there as Hamlet is offside. Bowman charging back, but
I think he's got a bit more. I think Naden's got a bit more technical since I played with him at Clarence. So he doesn't look to make those bursting runs anymore with the ball and try to take on 3 people. I think he's more looking for the pass. I think that's the difference.
The influence of Sherman there. I mean, some excellent dribblers in this front 3 for Knights, with Nkoso, Walter and Naden. all great with the ball at their feet. Hart. Not any great pressure. Instead, bombs it long to Van der Meij. Bellini. High boot on O'Connor, surely, and is.
I'll be demanding this kick as a keeper.
I'm surprised they didn't decide to push out there. Actually, just to try to relieve some of the pressure and then shipping it. His shortest player isn't the best strategy as well as Bellini. As far as Anderson, a lovely nutmeg pass from Anderson. Bellini.
He goes nuts.
That's Naden towards the back post. And Koso. Bellini at the top of the box. Walter unmarked. Couldn't quite get around Gorry. And Koso. Young. Whipped in towards Walter. Over the head. And now O'Connor with a chance to burst clear. Dawu wants the 1-2 with Mearns, but Mearns goes backwards. Ooh, nice bit of skill from O'Connor, but he's got a big red wall in front of him of no teammates and does give it away. Walter. Chance to put Van der Meij under pressure, but a good solid header. Gives Hoisted his real first comfortable touch of the evening, 21 minutes in.
Yep.
Farrell. Hamlet. That's a foul. Pacey Main there.
Bellini, a former Olympic player? I think he
Ah,
was. Oh, his brother was.
back a few years there. I've only known him as a Knights player.
I believe he
Being
was
in the
back in
booth,
the
but
day.
that wouldn't surprise me. And it's Bowman. Mearns. Dawu. Has he put enough on that? He hasn't. Anderson. Don't like the way Nick Mearns has pulled up after that one. Still wobbling about is Mearns. Young. Farrell leading the high press. He's done enough to win his side. The throw. Gorry towards Hamlet. Hamlet goes back to O'Connor. He set him a bit of a task here. Does hold up enough for the fullback. The sideline comes to the advantage of Knights, and as well the Warriors. Their passing hasn't been the crispest tonight. It's either slightly too far in front or slightly overhit. There's O'Connor. Eventually we'll see that one to a teammate. Took a couple of goes. Curtis and Van der Meij. O'Connor losing out to Naden. Now Bellini. Muller. To Schmidt. Now Joffrey and Koso. We haven't seen him on the ball for a few minutes. The king of the handles. Bellini on Koso. Rolls over one. Gets the step over. Lays it to Naden. Does he want the return bowl across the face? And it's headed out for a corner kick. But that's much better play from the Knights.
I like it. I'll tell you what, if the Knights are up in the second half, nearly at Hoisted's at the other end, and they've got the wet area right behind them, I've had a few games where the Glenorchy Knights boys, behind the goals, they're sledging you for 45 minutes, and they're going hard.
True home ground advantage towards that end as that one's chipped towards the back post over the keeper's head. It's going to rise high. Oscar Thomas bundles it in. And I think they've given the foul. Hush has descended over KG5. They've given the foul on the keeper. On the goal line, Oscar Thomas.
It's a bit soft on it.
Yeah, well, having a look at the replay.
Oscar's going up for the ball.
I think he stood there and headed the ball in because he's about a foot taller than the keeper. As Geordie Muller goes towards Nkoso. Can they get a second, the Knights? They've possession and play. They've just about earned one, despite already being in the lead. It's Naden. Does win the throw in.
I love protecting the keeper, but I'm not sure that's a free there.
And when you've got a goalkeeper of many years saying that, it says something indeed. As throw in towards Naden. Just keeping it in. I think he wants another corner here, having seen what happened last time. And he gets a throw in. I think they are going to give a corner. Or a free kick. Look, it's definitely not a throw in.
I'm putting this straight in the keeper's head again.
And Thomas, he's come up for every single free kick and putting himself there. It's Bellini going near post. Flicked to the danger area. Thomas, it hacked clear from Vandermeer towards his bench. Some optimistic calls for a throw in there.
Oh, I thought that came off Bellini's knee.
I thought it was just a clear shepherd. Always.
Nice.
It's now Young to Nkoso, sitting up nicely. And I think that has accidentally come off his hand. There Nkoso, he's bleeding, it's off his face. But the Warriors have barely got ahead of their own half this last 5 minutes. And they're not going to do it again as Young has a chance to come forward. Couple waiting in the box, goes low, but cleared by the defence for another corner.
I think Olympia just got to get the ball down and play their game. I think they need to get it on the deck, pass it around a bit and get back in the game. I don't think they're in it at the moment. I think Knights are all over them. Can't even get in their own half at the moment.
The press from Knights and their front five's been particularly impressive so far. This would be, I would say, at least the fifth corner that they've had. It'll be Nkoso, right over the keeper, right to his head, but well held from Hoisted. Again, they go short. Curtis with time. Well, they've got a bit of space here out wide. Macy Main to Wadawu. Chance to build some attacking pressure. Cuts inside, looks for Hamlet. Bowman read that one well. Hamlet just keeping that one in. Looks that one towards the back post, and Lockie Hart comes out and claims that one well.
There's his own player there.
Landed heavily. He just slightly took the wind out of him a little there.
It was the giraffe, I think. Tunneled him.
It's Connor Schmidt underneath. Slightly knocking the wind out of the keeper. Held it well.
Don't know how I've got those two mixed up. Bit of a height difference there.
Part of that trio of defenders coming across from South Hobart in the off-season tonight. There's Brown finally getting a chance to run at the defence. Lays it back to Hamlet. Gorry bombing on down the right-hand side. First time cross to Wadawu, who's just slightly behind the postman. Farrell wins the foul.
That's what Olympia's got to do too. They're getting back in the game here. Got to put some more pressure on Knights up front.
Yeah, just
see the work rate of Hamlet too. He's running. Here we gasp for the 70th minute.
certainly the kind to give his all the full 90 is Hammer Time Hamlet. One of the many reasons we enjoy his work up here. There's Gorry. Chip Hart's going to come out and punch. Muller gets a bit more distance on it. Gorry against Walter. Now Brown. Vandermeer still wanting it at the back post. Gorry has to take a touch and actually runs it out of play. Undecided whether to go first time or take a touch. Again, half hour in. Knights still 1-0 to the good. And the penalty save, but outside of that, Warriors haven't created a great deal. Is that one cleared by Vandermeer?
Do we know what happened to Jack Ryan?
Ankle. He's on the bench today, but he came off last week. After certainly putting his body weight around for the majority of that match.
Yeah. He obviously loses a lot of height. Obviously, Glenorchy Knights are pretty tall. With taking Jack Ryan off, you obviously got Hammers up top. You lose aerial dominance.
Probably the only one who'd get close to the height
That hurts.
of Oscar Thomas as Bowman Goes flying over the top. Dawu wants to take the free kick quickly, but it is a head injury. And he's landed on the back of his neck there. There's Bowman.
OT, the physio, runs straight over.
He's a fourth-year doctor student, so...
is he really?
He is. He's certainly one of the people I'd want running over to help me if I had a fall like this.
Wow,
Bowman.
I've played with a teammate that is a doctor, and he couldn't care less if you get injured.
He's
Paul Bremner.
on the back of the neck. It's Oscar Thomas coming to the aid of a teammate and still there.
I remember half-time, Paul Palmer had an asthma puffer, and he was sitting in the change room. He's like, they couldn't find his puffer, and Billy's just sitting in the corner laughing. Good doctor, though. Just not if he's on your team.
Not in that white line fever area.
Yeah.
It's not quite what you want on the pitch.
Like, he obviously realised he wasn't dying. He was just like, oh, mate.
For us asthma sufferers, it can be a bad situation.
Yeah. I remember who did he knock out? Toby McGregor knocked Toby McGregor out in a championship game in like 2013. Knocked him out, and then told our physio to leave him alone. He was a doctor. I'm good to go. After the game, he goes, "Are we going out to warm up then?" That was pretty interesting.
That is why we definitely now required to have certified medical staff on each team for these NPL games. And Bowman going through the required tests at the moment. Will that be free kick? Warriors, drop ball.
No, it's a Warriors free kick. Didn't Was it try to take it quick?
Yeah. I was wondering if he was just being cheeky or if that was a genuine free kick. I'll just have an uncontested drop ball. Still trying to figure the things out here. It should add about a play on it is. It should add about 2 minutes of stoppage time at least for that one. Bowman back on the field and battling with Wadawu again. It's, point out, Dice, there is a nice contingent of Knights fans hovering in that gap between KG5 House and
I've been on the end of
shed.
a few sprays. I don't mind it, though. I enjoy it. Makes you play better. It's that white line fever.
Anderson. I couldn't tell you what game it was. I remember a penalty shootout that occurred down there. This would be about 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm pretty sure the outcome of that penalty shootout was determined solely by the wet area.
Yep. Love that.
It was it was a Lacquer Cup game. It was O'Connor to Pacey Main. And the postman. Dawu. Both Warriors players receiving a double team as that cross is well over hit and Schmidt can get the touch. They might be on here, but Gorry manages to win the ball, gets it out of his feet, cross centrally. No one there as Anderson clears it as far as Pacey Main. Farrell. Only really had options inside. No one breaking towards the sideline. Yeah, you rightly call that Dyso. And Koso's in an acre and Walter goes in that direction now. It's slightly behind him. It just means Gorry gets time to track back. Now, to reverse it again. Schmidt quite enough on it. Now Walter. Inside to Bellini, who went to flick it to Walter and was fouled.
Bit of Hollywood there from Nades. Or is it Bellini?
It's the magic man, Alessandro Bellini. And it's in that kind of do you cross or do you shoot area of the park, kind of 30 to 32 yards out. Bellini with the talent to do either as Schmidt comes over and thinks about taking it too. It'll be Schmidt or Bellini.
Is Tyler Harrison injured as well?
As Bellini, the worked move, and Koso just about gets it to Schmidt. And not the worst idea from the set piece there, particularly from that kind of area. Tyler Harrison, I think he's injured.
I saw him in the car park.
Tyler Harrison. There's Walter has a shot which Hoisted parries clear safely for a corner. Very good defensive stocks the Knights have got here as Vandermeer just simply underran that ball. Hoisted safety first. There's another corner for the Knights. This one centrally, and it's hoisted into the side netting from Thomas. Well, he's nearly scored the Olympico there.
I've done that before.
As the Magic Man Bellini.
Keeper came too far forward. I've done that before. Up Devonport, Braden Man. But I conceded.
And he's just gone away with that one, has Hoisted. Thomas, probably not who you want with a side foot volley at the back post, although defenders are known to come out with that sometimes, as Nkoso wins a throw. He just took that 2 steps forward as soon as the corner was hit, didn't he?
And that's the worst thing too. When you're a shorter goalkeeper as well, you've really got to sit back. You don't want to overrun it.
Almost trying to predict that the corner's going to go 10 yards out rather than right on top of your head. Getting a bit of a head start. It's Muller keeping the ball ticking over. Where's it to Curtis though? This time looking for the chip ball towards Naden. Gets the pace to get in front of O'Connor, who just uses his body well. Can stay in to Anderson, who wastefully passes it to the opposition. And now the Warriors could be on here on the far side. Hamlet, he whacks it into the hand of his teammate while trying to create some space out wide. A little bit unlucky there from Hamilton. Schmidt to Nkoso. All the way back to Lockie Hart. Knights keeping possession under no real pressure. Hammer time.
Switches on out wide here.
Hamlet doing some press. Just waiting for him to do that, I think. Vandermeer comfortably underneath that one. Muller gets it back to Anderson. Turned over to Olympia. Lovely little look away there from Mearns. Farrell. And to Brown. Exchanging passes with Gorry. This is better from the Warriors. More the style we're used to seeing, in particular when they play on this synthetic surface. Mearns.
This is the man you want on the ball.
Brown dropping really deep to get on the ball. Mearns' pass goes awry. Walter half made a run one way and half the other on an occasion as Hoisted just hits it as far as halfway.
I think if Olympia are going to get back in this game, I think Declan Brown's going to be a very big part of that. I think he can open up defences.
We thought he was one to watch early in the game and has only really made the 1 or 2 runs as Naden. Lovely ball in the Walter direction. Gorry lifting that one up high. Here is Brown. Chance to run it young. Thomas getting a touch with Dawu on his tail. Anderson with a loose touch. Bowman sliding in.
It's a great tackle.
Got the ball and gets the throw. Sliding in and playing it off the shin pad of the opposition. Knights deliberately starting to time waste while in front, but certainly in a great hurry to take the throw. Naden just flicking that one into the bench. O'Connor Pacey Main looking for Mearns, trying to split the Knights players and does. Low cross. The Giraffe, Oscar Thomas sticks out a long leg. And intercepts. It's the Warriors staying to keep it in their own attacking half here for a few minutes, trying to apply some pressure. It's Brown and Wadawu exchanging passes. Now Vandermeer. He's overhit that one for Hamlet. Connor Schmidt. Warriors keeping two strikers up, Wadawu and Hamlet. Starting to press a bit more. Now Mearns. On the side. He should keep the ball for too long at the moment. Thomas. Farrell. On the other side here, managing to keep the ball for any more than about two passes in a row here as Gorry whacks one down the line. Bowman clears as far as Schmidt. It's a pretty aimless ball there by the defender. And I think the Warriors will be happy to go at worst 1-0 down here as O'Connor tries to take on the whole Knights team and leaves a bit of space for Geordie Muller to run into. Got a player inside in Bellini. Got Nkoso on the far side. Can go up against Gorry. Back to Naden. Mearns trying to use his body well. Naden still going. Warriors get enough players back. Now Brown. Not to Gorry.
Counters on here, they're outnumbered.
Gorry looking for the early ball but splits his attacking options. Wadawu and Hamlet both were in enough space if the ball was right.
Behind that at the top of the box too, you had three Olympia players running in unmarked.
Nkoso getting away from Brown. The chance to run at Curtis. And Brown just casually strolling back there to take it off his foot there, Nkoso. Maybe just held onto it for a bit long. But on the side here, 3 minutes plus probably another 2 at least to go in this half. Muller switches on here and it's the direction they go. Henderson again giving away. Hamlet. Bowman clips him, but play allowed to go on. It's Hamlet. Bowman's going to slide in here. And he does get the ball.
That was machine v machine there.
There's, at the same time, Devonport who just scored a second goal. And it's the captain, Kieran Mulroney, on the end of that one. So 2-0 to the Strikers against Lonnie City at Buckby Land Rover Park. They're running it out 3 minutes behind time compared to us here as Wadawu. Some interested onlookers on that sideline. Goes near post. To pull him away there, so we'll see who that came off. It's another corner for the Warriors.
Declan Brown's at the top of the 18-yard box.
And he does go in that direction. Can get on his right peg. And just lofts it over the top of the goal, harmlessly into the wet area for a goal kick.
As we speak about that wet area too, watching the second half when they all go line up on the fence, I bet you they all move.
One of the great migrations in NPL Taz, just from the casual back at first half to right on the front.
First half, beers. Second half, opposition goalkeeper in there. We're going on the fence.
It's a strategy considered a coin toss either, just to put the keeper down there the first half. I'd certainly consider it if I was in that situation. It was with Wadawu. Back to Brown. Now O'Connor. Space here, but it's laid behind Gorry. This time, not finding a teammate. Brown drifted over to the other side at that moment. Now Hoisted Can the Warriors do something in stoppage time? A goal down against the Knights. Burns switches it out to Curtis. This is a bit more of the build-up we're used to from the Warriors. Pacey Main. Mearns leaves it for Hamlet. Bowman clearing that one. Gorry towards Hamlet. The game petering out a little here in this first half. Will they get a free kick? They aren't going to call that push in the back, so one last chance for the Warriors to get the cavalry forward. Vandermeer eager to join.
Interesting, Vandermeer's not in there actually. No, to put a header in or two. He's number 16, isn't he?
As that one goes towards Vandermeer. Tricking us all by moving to number 4 this year.
Yep.
O'Connor. There's Curtis. It's that one high into the night sky. Gorry trying to keep possession. Hamlet, I think he stayed onside there, not quite.
Hamlet looked on then.
And we had a very, very good view of that one, which is why I was quite confident that he was onside, but I thought there was not much in that.
I reckon his speeds made it look like he was offside.
Yeah, I'll see if we...
Did we pick it up? No.
Boy, it was Anderson, the fullback closest to us here in the grandstand, that I thought may have played him on. It's hard to Walter. And the Warriors.
It's the last play.
Well out of his goal. It should be the last play. No, they're going to let the Warriors have another chance. Oh, that's a shank clearance from Schmidt. Lays in Hamlet. He's touched with the thigh. It wasn't the greatest. Farrell against Bellini. Now Gorry. Pacey Main. Not really sure where to turn there under pretty heavy treatment there from Bellini. Vandermeer, long ball towards Wadawu. He's got onside there. I thought that was a handball. Back to Brown. And luckily for the Knights there, that one peters out to nothing. I'm sure he controlled that with his hand inside the box.
100%.
And he's in Koso now. The 4th minute of stoppage time. Goes to Walter. Onside. Alex Walter makes it 2 for the Knights. On the counter. It's the new man in Koso to Alex Walter. First goal for his new club. And that puts them 2-0 up in stoppage time.
I'll tell you what, DJ Stratos is given a lot of extra time here. It's 3 minutes.
He has certainly given them the time, but Knights have made them pay.
Although 2 minutes for the injury, 30 seconds to go. Close.
Second goal.
Yes, they were expecting the through ball there, but he'd stayed onside. Walter composed himself and rifled that one into the back of the net. Maybe just sensing the keeper already going down and to the left.
Yeah.
So it did seem to hit the centre of the back of the net.
Olympia Knights 2, Olympia FC Warriors 0.
After what could have been a controversial moment with Dawu's handball at the other end coming to nothing. 3 passes down the other end, 2-0, and the Warriors with a mountain to climb.
I think we're going to see a different... There we go.
As that is half-time. Glenorchy Knights, 2-0 advantage to the Warriors.
I think we're going to see a different Olympia Warriors in the second half. I reckon they're going to be very fired up. Brownie will not be happy, and he can give a spray.
Hairdryer treatment, you reckon, a likely option there from Coach Brown. Missing a couple of their attacking players, but Warriors been pretty much outclassed for the majority of that first half, I've got to say, against Knights.
Yeah, I think after losing last week as well, it's a bit...
D84, Zach has won the
Both sides desperate for a win. It's the Knights on their home turf. 2-0 in front at half-time, and
go to the bar and present your ticket.
it's the raffle prize being drawn very quickly into half-time there. There's just a quick round up around the grounds. Devonport still 2-0 in front over City. They're also in stoppage time. Half time they are 2-0. The delay on the stream there. So we'll be back with you in about 15 minutes time for this second half. Glenorchy Knights 2-0 in front over the Warriors, and a big second half coming up for the Warriors' title chances.
Collect your prize, go to the bar and present your ticket. The second half is about to start in the NPL game. Can I remind, please, again, everybody, with regards to the COVID responsibilities, remind you of the social distancing, 1.5 metres, and the grandstand is now at capacity at the end of the first half, so I would ask that nobody else endeavours to go and sit in the main grandstand. And can I remind the people standing in the wet area that there's a 1.5 metre distancing rule that applies there as well. Thank you.
Coming tomorrow anyway, but yeah. What is that? Actually.
Yeah, we've been on for a little bit.
All right, good. We are back here at KG5. Unfortunately, we had Ferrero Rochers to eat, unlike our producer, so we are now primed and ready for the second half. Knights 2-0 to the good, and probably deservedly so.
Now that you say that, I can see another one down there that I'm thinking about stealing.
As long-time viewers know, we're very easily bribed up here in the commentary box. Chocolates will do it as we are underway for the second half. Knights now kicking to their probably more favoured KGV House wet area end. As Gorry gets in front of the goal. I can see a sub has been made because that is definitely Jack Ryan standing up front. I'm going to guess it'll be Pacey Main that he's come on for. And there's Oscar Thomas. We'll get our scout to have a look at that as Muller goes back to Hart.
That looked like a midget versus a giant there. Oscar Thomas and Ben Hamlet. You just over the top of him, bang.
And Giraffe does have that knack. As it is Jack Ryan on and Ashton Pacey Main off. And now we're going to... There's Nkoso charging at the box. Joffrey Nkoso trying to get on that right peg. Instead, that's it right at Vandermeer. Hamlet beaten out from Schmidt. It doesn't look like any subs for Knights, so just the one at half time. Gorry. Hamlet had a bit more time there than I think he's used to in that situation. Good header from Walter. It's now Bellini. Back to Walter. Now Nkoso. Joffrey with the step over. Another one. Deflected cross, which Hoisted claims at the second attempt.
Disappointed with the Knights supporters here. Clearly they just didn't like me my time.
Yeah, maybe not quite against all opposition keepers there. Nice, been unfortunate of you as Wadawu gets on the ball now for Raul. Maybe they're just not quite sensing they need to do it yet. Maybe just saving for the last half hour. Moving forward to the fence as Gorry wins the throw.
Yeah, what we need is Olympia to get one back so it gets close and then just really get in there.
There's Schmidt turns it over for Raul. Exchanging passes with O'Connor. And now Brown. Chance to run at Bowman. Brown jinking inside. Has Mearns on one side. Ryan in the 18-yard box. It's Jack Ryan low ball, which Hart comfortably collects. Hamlet making that familiar near post run. He's made the trademark of his career, but that one right into the arms of Hart, using all 7 seconds there. On ball, which goes over the head of Vandermeer. Walter. And Curtis. Plenty of numbers back for the Warriors, but
that's a ball.
Nicely finds Naden. Chess. And that one, just making sure that didn't hit my car. So Nick Naden.
Nade sent that into the Derwent River there.
It wasn't terribly close there from Naden. Lovely
the
ball
deck.
to pick him out.
To the deck.
It's just going to flow down the rivulet right to the deck. Hoisted to Curtis. And with Dawu. Vandermeer. Time to pick out a pass. Cleared by Schmidt. Warriors at least showing a signal of intent to really go all-out attack here in this second half by bringing on that extra striker. With Brown probably clips Thomas Young there. Hard will take this one short. No one's coming down with plenty of snow and backspin on it. Brown read it the best. Lovely bit of skill from Brown to get around in Nkoso. Mearns lays through to Ryan, but it misses him for Wadawu. Saved by Hart. Ryan, I think he's held Jack Bowman there.
I'll tell you what, Brown's been on the play. I called it in the first half. Brown's been on the play in the last 2 minutes. He's done two things, and they've nearly created 2 scoring opportunities.
That is the magic of Brown. Obviously having to be the main drivelling force here today, Declan Brown, with Riley Callum out suspended. But just having that target man of Ryan to lay into, which Mearns may do here, and he does. It's Jack Ryan. Great save from Hart, made himself big. And they'll see that one away Knights, but another chance for the Warriors. Potential hairdryer treatment from Coach Andrew Brown. May have done the trick at halftime.
They have come to play.
It's surely a push in the back by Vandermeer. Makey's wasn't taken anywhere near the free kick.
I think it was rolling too.
Vandermeer committing that foul on his 100th NPL Tas appearance.
Is that all he's played?
Yeah, 2014
Really?
he would have joined, averaged 20 games a season. I think he missed a few. He was often excluded when they had the kind of 5 centre-backs of Hill and a few others
Really?
as well. Yeah.
I've played 60. Are you sure?
Yeah. 100 games for Vandermeer.
Wow.
It's coming from the stats, man. I haven't plucked it out of thin air. It's Wadawu looking for the overlapping run. And is he offside on that occasion? It'll be a goal kick anyway. I mean, you are a talent, Dyson. Don't be shocked you've played 60 games.
I missed a whole season. I played cricket in England.
Yeah, I do remember him being injured. And then there were those games where they'd play... he was competing at fullback a few times with either John O'Griffiths or like Allen and Samet and a few of those players.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because he played for South Melbourne, didn't he? He moved down from
He did.
Melbourne. Yeah.
And obviously Lucas Hill coming in and out of centre-back and defensive mid and the many positions he's played as well. And I'm assuming Alex Holmes would have been in that area as well when he first arrived. So still a good stint from the Warriors captain. It was Hayden challenging against O'Connor. The other end of the spectrum in NPL Tas appearances, O'Connor, having just moved down from Sydney this year. And even more so Hoisted, who's on his first.
He actually used to be a field player, I think. I think when I played in the Elliot Hoisted, I think when I played in the Championship, 2013, 14, 15, he was on the field, I believe.
Plenty of versatility in those kind of ranks as Wadawu looks for Jack Ryan.
To be fair, all goalkeepers are great strikers.
That's certainly the rule you're running with in Champ 1 this year, isn't
100%.
it? That's a misplaced pass there from Anderson to Gorry. Now Farrell. Vandermeer for the long raking ball.
That's an unbelievable ball, that.
To the feet of Wadawu. Sizing up the opponent. Going towards the byline. It's a slightly heavy touch. And I think they're going to play advantage. No, he's blown the whistle and then kept playing. I think he's eventually given the foul there.
What's happened there?
I think he was waiting to see if Knights wanted the advantage.
No, but he's blowing the whistle. If you blow the whistle, it's stop.
Which I think is what he realised that it eventually came out and I probably should pull it back now.
TJ Stratos just pressing the wrong button on the decks.
Just flipping the turntable the wrong way there. Looking hard. Pulling his players to get forward. Young's ended up on the deck. Naden all over the back of O'Connor. Forced to clear that one into touch, so 54 minutes gone. In the second half, Warriors having the best of the chances. The Knights on the defensive.
They're playing a 4-4-2.
Olympia or Knights?
Olympia. I can't tell yet.
Yeah, they may have switched to that almost even late in that second half when they started pressing with Wadawu and Hamlet up front.
Yeah, because Woz is running up, and then Hammers is coming wide right, and Jack Ryan's playing in the centre.
They did kind of run similar last week as well. It's like a hybrid 4-3-3, 4-4-2 almost. As Farrell, the man who's staying deep no matter the formation. Muller. Really running the show. In defensive mid. And that flick on might fall fortunately towards Naden. Coming around the back. And it was convincing selling of that from Oysted, but not quite enough for the referee in position.
Yeah, you can't jump there. If you jump, all your body weight's going backwards. You get no hope.
I reckon it might have been out as he was touching the ball, I reckon. A few style points there from the keeper. Knights with a chance from this set piece. They had so many of them in the first half, and this one goes near. Thomas with the flick. Farrell gets it away from Muller. Can Hamlet keep it? Back to Mearns. Farrell continuing his run. Crossfield ball. Schmidt's heavy touch. Hamlet, Gorry out wide. Brown also in the box. Who else will join him? Gorry, and it's right at the keeper. And the counter was on there for the Warriors. And it's that final pass.
Bounce.
Not coming off is Curtis. To Farrell. Very, very under-hit ball to Nkoso. We haven't seen a great deal of
Naden's
in the second half. And it's good work from Mearns preventing that switch of play. And putting in a good ball towards Ryan. Flag stays down, but Bowman getting a touch. And you can really tell this game is getting a bit stretched.
Yeah, they've really come out since half-time. I reckon Brownie has given the hairdryer treatment.
Heavy challenge there, and Vandermeer clearing that one. They're just almost sitting at least 3 players up top, the Warriors. Then you got Brown bursting forward. It's a real attacking lineup trying to get back into this game.
That's correct call.
There's the Knights throw.
It's the correct decision.
Thought they were about to give it to the Warriors then. It's, Young ending up with a bit of that infamous KG5 black dot there in his shoes. The undersoil surface as Muller has a rare poor touch in that situation. Hamlet getting it forward. Thomas. We thought Hamlet was on the same team then. Muller just doing enough to prevent the run of Hamlet.
Talking about KG5, as a goalkeeper, if you don't strap your foot, your non-preferred foot, when you kick, you get blisters on your feet.
From slipping around on the...
Just as you kick, after a game, I'll just have blisters on my feet.
Your trick was to just heavily strap it inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right in there. Just on the inside. Just through there. It's the same at Warrior Park, so it's weird. I don't know why it happens.
Very familiar with the burns. I've
Yeah,
never had the blisters as Wadawu. Little dink towards Farrell. There's plenty rising high. That one's towards the back. Hamlet across the face of goal. Farrell. And somehow the Warriors have not scored there.
How is that not caught in?
I thought Hammer Time was going to bang it in. Then I thought Farrell. And in the end, everyone's just had a simultaneous fresh area at it. I think Farrell's probably the most culpable there.
Just had 3 opportunities just for a little tappy and they missed it.
And another golden chance goes begging for the Warriors. I'm not entirely sure how they haven't scored there, to be honest.
George up there behind the goals throwing his arms around.
It's Duke. Spotting Olympia president George Pamarcus. Usually takes up a different vantage point every time he's hit. And Bowman giving away towards Brown. And Dawu eventually gets that one. Gets past one. Wadawu charging towards the byline. They win a corner, the Warriors starting to build some pressure as we head towards the hour mark. It's the call to hold on to make sure they get an extra player back. It's all hands on deck for the Warriors going forward. And here's the postman Wadawu. Schmidt gets there first, and I tell you, if he kept that in, then
just a little dink there. Just need a little dink.
Yeah,
Wadawu was going too quick into the box. He would have been away.
And he had an acre of KG5 on that far side. There's Hamlet turning around one. He'll do well. He gets past another, does Hamlet, and eventually just runs straight into Oscar Thomas, who doesn't mind Giving a bit of verbal afters afterwards there, does the big giraffe.
Just turned around and gave the death stare. I love that.
Now, Farrell. Big wind-up cross is a good one, but Hart comfortably underneath that one. Jack Ryan underneath him, and Nkoso surely fouled after he's kicked that one
He'll
forward.
give you yellow here.
Adam Gorry,
Here's a slice.
the slice of cheese for his troubles. Thomas Young also just wanting to politely impart some wisdom on him after that challenge. But again, I don't think Nkoso was quite going to get to that ball. The ball was spinning the wrong way, but definitely a foul.
Just rode it perfectly. Knew he wasn't going to get there. Needed a free kick, keep possession.
Sucked in the opponent. That is, I believe, the first slice of cheese here. As Schmidt whacks that one forward. Brown up against Bellini. Now Nkoso. Chance to shoot. It does!
Oh,
a
that's
good
a
save from Oystead. Nkoso, turn and shoot. The quick back lift.
That's a
And
great
sends
save.
Hoysted flying for a remarkable save. One step. He's hit that with some power. Yeah, Hoysted.
Talking about yellow cards, Andy Brennan, 1 second onto the field, yellow card at Clarence.
And then got
Did he get
sent
red
off.
carded?
He got red carded in
Oh.
92nd minute as this one goes towards the mixer. Headed clear by Ryan. And Koso against Brown. Joffrey lays it out wide. Can they get a cross in from all of those white shirts surrounding? They can't. And now Gorry's on his bike on this far side and has room to run into. Adam Gorry doesn't have really any options within 40 yards of him. And much to the enjoyment of the Knights fans here in the KJ5 grandstand. Just harmlessly lets it roll out of play. Good one too. Walter. Try to play that inside O'Connor, but Nkoso wins it. Now Naden. Nkoso takes again. Joffrey Nkoso through the keeper. And it's a third for the Knights. Joffrey Nkoso on debut. Gets the third. And the Knights probably sealed this one now. Celebrating with his new fans. And another one for the King of the Andals. It's 3-0 Knights and Warriors with it all to do.
Yep. As we see the Glenorchy Knights supporters behind the goal start to venture towards that fence.
There's Nkoso taking it off Naden's foot. Hit with plenty of power. Don't think Hoysted will want to see that one again though. Nkoso, in particular the Knights fans, particularly enjoying that one. Obviously just moving over this week from the Warriors. And in this compressed season, the Warriors staring down the barrel of a second straight defeat. As now, could they get a fourth here? Walter looking to play in Naden, trying to get around the outside of Curtis. And eventually gives away the foul. We would have preferred the goal kick in the end, I think. Nkoso, he hadn't done a great deal this half. Was certainly a threat in that first half, but just when you need him, comes through with the goods.
Who would have thought after Summer Cup Olympia would be zipping too?
Yeah, definitely would not have predicted that. Off to a flying start in those days that feel like 3 years ago, when in fact it was about March. They were flying as with Darwood looking to play in Gorry. And the throw in. Now Mearns. Low cross towards Hamlet. It's cleared. Gorry gets the return ball. Staying onside is Mearns. Whips that one in towards the back post. Cleared by Schmidt. Farrell. Bring it back to Vandermeer. Headed clear. Muller just dumps that one into the night sky. No corner. Now Gorry. Oscar Thomas getting that long frame if he's in front of the ball. Now Walter. Staying on, not quite onside there. Is the Knights player. And Daiso, there's a reason we've got you here in the commentary box, outdoing the stats man. An official apology from the stats man himself. 119 games for Jake Vandermeer.
Thank you. I'll have a beer after the game for that, thanks.
And that is...
I was like, there's no way he's only played 100.
Yeah, no, the smallest amount of games in the season, 17 in 2018.
Don't actually check mine either because I've rounded mine up a little bit. It's in the 50s. I'm pretty sure it's like 55. You just always round up to the nearest number.
Yeah. Definitely in the over 50 club, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, I think that's an even more impressive stat, getting that one right, as the wet area finally getting in full voice and getting chirpy after that. And Koso, pushed down the way by Gorry, does get the ball eventually, starting to whip out the party tricks. Fortunately, a bit hard when it's 3-on-1, and Moons.
They're angry here.
Thought of he just pulled out of that right leg challenge there at the right time.
I reckon we should see some big tackles here.
Dawu to Hamlet. Lovely ball towards Ryan, in on goal, but offside, and shoots it wide anyway.
I reckon we should see some big tackles here.
Looks like there's two of the match balls hiding down that far corner as well, so Knights, they calling the ball. There is a spare. There's the Warriors really with it all to do. A quick look on their bench as well. In terms of attacking options, Cole Vincent, Brayton Allen can often play on the wing, but not a great deal more to put on. There's the postman, back to Gorry. Plenty of space on the far side, but they go central to Brown. Now out wide. O'Connor. Now Hamlet. Oh, that one is intercepted, and Nkoso could be in here. Vandermeer chooses not to tackle him. He's got Gorry behind. Nkoso with the pace, trying to get around Vandermeer. That is experienced defending. And Nkoso still has it. Still running in at goal. Yeah, just trying to take on every Warriors defender by himself there, Joffrey Nkoso. That one's off a Warriors player last.
Oh, interesting.
He won the free kick for the push in the back. I thought Nkoso was already halfway down.
Yep. I'll tell you what, we've got Matthew Sanders and Liam Scott in the comments section here, offered themselves up to play for Olympia. I think Scott's asked for $3,000 a week.
Plenty of experience in those two fine gentlemen.
Obviously, they're both living in Melbourne, not doing much at the moment.
So that's going to be a significant barrier to them playing in NPL Taz, unfortunately.
Former residents, though, so they could get in. They could get in after some quarantine.
I mean, Scotty is trying to play for every single NPL Taz team, I believe.
Who's he played for? He's played for South Hobart, Lonnie City.
There's a few more. He's trying to get them all. That one's whipped back in from Bellini. Flag stays down. He had all the time in the world there, Nick Naden, and he's just poked it wide. Someone should have given him a shout. He had the entire 6-yard box available to himself there.
I actually forgot Knights were going that way. I thought they were defenders. They were in that much space.
All of them were. There were 6 of them. All there waiting as a sub for the Warriors. And it's Mearns coming off. That is Joseph Mwarabu coming on.
Where's Paul Stevens?
That's the other defender I was trying to think of when I was saying Lucas Hill 3 times earlier on.
Where is Paul Stevens?
Vandermeer charged down by Nkoso. Nkoso wanting another one here, sensing blood are the Knights. That's a penalty. Not given from Stratos.
Look at the Knights supporters. Here they come.
Oh, there's a feeling that Devonport Strikers fans know all too well. Plomaritas not giving a pen down that end of the ground. We'll have a look at the replay. Nkoso, I thought he dropped the step over delightfully there. Stuck a leg out.
It's a pen. It's a pen every day of the week.
They're still remonstrating. Bowman's there, and he's got a slice of cheese out.
Oh.
Geordie Muller probably isn't doing himself any favours either.
Straight off sort of mission here.
Now, I'll tell you what, I don't think their tempers will calm down after they see the replay either.
The new intimidation factor can come in here. You're not allowed to intimidate the referee, or it's a $500 fine, I believe, because we were warned about it today.
Okay. I wonder what 500 times 11 is, because that's nearly what happened to Strathmore Marooners then. Yeah.
I thought they were about to jump the fence. They all ran pretty quick. They've all moved back, though. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, another moment of infamy down that end of KG5 there, potentially. Here's Hamlet. Bowman. Darwoo's moved out to the grandstand side. Accommodate the arrival of Warraboo. Brown. Up to Walter. Lovely turn from Walter, who gets a late challenge. Advantage paid.
They're off.
I think
They're
both
both
of them were offside. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they bring it back for the yellow card afterwards as well.
And Koso was the only one onside on the left, and he was in an acre of space.
That one's belted forward by Hoisted. As far as Anderson. First touch for the substitute is a good one towards Ryan, but Bowman comes across. And he won't give the yellow card after the next stoppage of play. Warriors, only 20 minutes.
Oh, we can see George just strolling off down there, bottom end.
With 20 minutes to go to try and salvage something from this one. We saw some pretty crazy results in the last night of the English Championship on Wednesday night. It would need something just as crazy for him to get back into this one. As Walter, realising he can turn, looks up. He wanted back post towards Nkoso. Gorry just about does enough to a flying Nick Naden in front of him. Thomas likes to punt it downfield. Lovely little touch from Young, finds Nkoso. Naden back towards Young. Whips back in towards Naden, who heads up and over the top. It is really all nights in this match. Not even considering any subs by the look of it at the moment either for some fresh legs.
Who does Olympia have on the bench?
Left, well, they've only got one sub left. It's either Brayton Allen or Kyle Vincent, the likely, unless the keeper needs to come on. There's Nkoso looking towards Young, who's straight offside.
Michael Mosgianosis.
It is. Just pretty challenge there from Watawu. Just about do enough as we've got word of a slice of tomato up north. Rob Gerrard getting his marching orders in the Lonnie City Strikers game, which seems like it always has some form of action. Red cards and the like down the years. Really heated rivalry up there. Gorry wins the throw in.
Moz might be another bit of a cult hero. Last week we had Monkey Moncur, Mosgianosis.
Yeah. Do love a good keeper, an experienced cult hero keeper.
A
Up
very
here at
good
Slice
keeper.
of Cheese.
Played a lot at Clarence back in the day. Won a statewide cup, I believe.
I was about to question whether he was in that team.
Yep, won a statewide cup 2009.
Yep, that sounds about right. It was now Brown. Ryan gets the return ball as Brown. Wadawu, wasteful cross there from the postman.
Andrew Brown was also the coach of that team.
It's the major success of Andrew Brown's career, as we will see that last substitution. Unfortunately, it is not the keeper for the Warriors, just for the cult hero factor. It'll be Brayton Allen coming on, and it will be the postman, Warren Wadawu, coming off.
George has made his way down to the bench.
See what the youngster can do. Great delaying tactic from Hart.
Interesting with Brown's story as well. He obviously, back in the day when Clarence was lower, he brought them up to that standard in the top flight, and he pretty much did the same thing last year with Hobart United.
He did. Just see where Paul Stevens was at Hobart United, actually, to tie that in nicely.
Really?
Yes. Although, as apparently him and Teddy Kadisha previously with either of these teams, now out at Hobart United.
Yeah, right. Teddy Kadisha was actually at Clarence training a few weeks ago.
The post-COVID world of trying to see where everyone fits in. Starting to medal out now that the champ games are on.
It's very interesting this year with the championship. Obviously linking up with last year's championship teams. Instead of having the Challenge League, as Walter comes up the left.
Walter really stuck down a blind alley, but he's just about done enough. I think he's got the advantage of being on the other side to the assistant referee, and that one missed that in. But yeah, I was up at University versus Metro before coming here, and obviously with all the NPL Southern teams in it, it's a nice competition so far.
Very interesting competition. I remember playing in the same format in 2013.
That one's flicked on and only cleared as far as Bellini. This time Naden with the shot. That's gone clattering into KG5 house. Yeah, after a few years of Victory Development League and Challenge League, mixing all the Southern Champ and Challenge League teams together.
Yeah, I just remember it was hard. It was hard from a club point of view.
Someone's flicked on Schmidt. Now Muller surrounded by Warriors. The keeper there, probably the right option. Out to Schmidt. Chip ball forward looking for Nkoso. It's 77 minutes gone, and outside of that clear-cut chance from Hamlet and Farrell, Warriors haven't really had a shot in anger since that moment. It's all looking encouraging for them in the 52nd, 53rd minute, but it's been all night since as Brown looks to change that. Lays it out to O'Connor. Drinking inside, getting past two. And now Brown. Thought about having a shot. Lays it to Gorry. Plenty in the box to aim for, one of whom is Ryan, and he's buried that one. The Englishman's come off the bench to give the Warriors life. 3-1, 13 minutes left, and Francis's horn is still in attendance here. And running back to put that one on the penalty spot's Jack Ryan. First real clear-cut chance. And he's put that one away.
That horn needs to be confiscated. Someone take a sledgehammer to it.
There's a bullet header from Ryan. Hart, no real chance of saving that one. Went to across your body as the keeper with your body weight moving one way. It's always hard to get back to the other side.
Olympia are going to have a new lease on life here.
In for some fireworks this last 10 minutes as Muller commits the foul. And their fans now getting slightly more vocals. I think that's a slice of cheese for Thomas Young or Bellini, actually, number 14. Assuming that is for some chit-chat that the referee didn't appreciate. No life.
There's only one person he's looking for here, and it's Jack Ryan.
Thomas is keeping a sharp eye on him as it goes in that direction. And Koso battling with Brown. Curtis has just put a little too much on that one for hammer time. He's finally seeing a little bit of life out of the Knights bench. Not the coach himself, Sherman, warming up though.
Is he on the team sheet?
He's on the team sheet.
Where are we? Is George Hallett on the team sheet?
No. As that one's whacked forward. Vandermeer heading to O'Connor. Now Warraboo finally switching it, but only as far as the Knights player. Heavy touch. Walter dinking it around Gorry. Two former South Hobart teammates coming against each other, and the Warriors come away with it. Out wide. Who stayed forward. Chip ball towards Gorry. Ryan. Touch. Puts Thomas on his backside, but can't capitalise. Oh, poor giveaway from Curtis to Alex Walter. It's 2-on-2 for the Knights. Heading towards the corner is Walter. That's a poor ball towards Nkoso. Comfortable for the keeper. 10 minutes to go.
Could we nearly make a starting 10 of South Hobart players here?
Just about.
Obviously minus the keeper.
Yeah, I reckon we'd go pretty close. And not just from, years ago, but the
last year.
Yeah, or the maybe even the year before. Yeah, just last year.
Yeah, they all moved this year. That's insane.
Yeah, South Hobart.
Testament to South Hobart, obviously.
With 2 wins.
Still. Zip, don't even care.
Somehow.
The powers of the academy program.
There's Van der May to Gorry. Van der May. I think it's 9 out there.
Very close.
For quickly counting. Is Gorry one of those players? Van der May only the real option. Van der May getting out of the tight situation. And Farrell. Curtis. Again, sending his teammate a task. And the Knights come away with it. Battling back are the Warriors. Ryan was making a good diagonal run. Goes out to Gorry. Allen. Not falling for that trick as the defender. And we'll see the Knights' first sub of the evening. Not in a huge rush to take it.
Who's this?
It's Ryan Backhouse coming on. Looks like beast mode himself, Naden, coming off.
Disappointed with that one.
You look heartbroken,
I wanted proper beast mode. I needed it.
It's probably be a like-for-like sub, just some fresh legs being injected by Coach Sherman.
There's no like-for-like for Nick Naden. Anyone knows Nades, there is no like-for-like.
Well, he's positionally anyway, there's probably a great deal else, as you correctly point out. On back to Curtis. Does seem to be playing a bit deeper than Naden as well. His Backhouse as Allen gets it to hammer time. Archer Jack Bowman clears. Knights just sitting a bit deeper and deeper now as this second half progresses. Gorry. Ryan does win the header, but had to generate a lot of power himself there, and will go out for a goal kick.
Nades is probably the only player I've ever played with to apologise after making a good tackle.
Was it because it was against you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, even playing with him, just his personality, he'll tackle someone and he'll be like, I'm sorry.
Sportsmanship.
I think he won sports. He won something a few years ago for something happened and it was direct goal and he put it out.
Oh, that does ring a bell as Oscar Thomas, I think, has just about put that one on the roof. Not quite.
He was playing for Knights. I can't remember what it was for.
Yep, that definitely does ring a bell, and I now can't believe I'm not thinking of it as the other ball has flicked onto the field.
That's just him. Well, that's gone over a couple of fences. Getting the minds of the Glenorchy Knights supporters and rolled up.
Oh, it's more the coaches looking like that's $200 gone down the drain. One of our match balls is Ryan. Can't quite find a teammate. Curtis. Composed work from the centre back. Gorry. Allen making the run in behind. Walter.
Splits.
Farrell using his body well. Hamlet. Marabou beaten out by the Knights player.
That has to be a goal kick.
And corner called.
That has to be a goal kick. It defies physics. He's kicked it into his shin, and it's gone the opposite direction.
Only logical explanation would be a double deflection. I personally didn't hear one, so will this be a fortunate moment for the Warriors? It's Adam Gorry over this one towards the back post, headed that direction. Hart fumbles, bundled home, not quite. And it's been given as a foul against the Knights.
Another TikTok move from Stratos there.
How's that?
I'm excited. Someone's going to make one midweek. It's going to be on Tassie soccer memes.
Just showing the ball. And there's something for the highlights package in the other game going on up north as the Warriors still in with the shout in this one. Good hard challenge there from Bellini.
She's on up at Devonport.
And as this now, it's all on here as we've got running into the box, and is that a foul? Maybe slightly dramatic there from Walter, but he was definitely clipped.
Here comes the Knights supporters.
And again, the referee not particularly liking that one against the Knights.
Who is that?
There's a little tiny bit of ball.
Josh Dingen.
Yeah, that might be a few weeks as Farrell. Yeah, it's a Gorry. Allen with a nice nutmeg, but he can't get past the other. Wins the throw. Knights not quite getting the home ground advantage calls here that you sometimes see. Gorry stealing minimum 8 yards there for the throwing. Allen couldn't quite control that one and throw it up and over his body.
Oh, we got left here 3 minutes plus extra time.
It's a tall order for the Warriors, isn't it? They had that sniff about 10 minutes ago with the goal from Ryan. They haven't really done much else since, as in Koso trying to play in Walter. It'll just hold up enough for the keeper.
Kick big win games here. Not long to go.
There's a proper headed contest there between Thomas and Ryan. And Ryan just leaving the studs in a bit there, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a yellow card. Bowman coming in to protect his teammate. Knights just demonstrating their team unity here at the moment. Just crowding around Ryan.
Oscar Thomas has puffed the chest out there and just gone at him, I think. I like that from the doctor in training.
The African animal sometimes asserting its dominance on around its crowd.
I love it. Very nice human, Oscar.
Well, I think that
Look at
cheery
this.
smile
Who's
is
this? Loic and
Thomas Young there.
having a little cuddle.
It's more something akin to like a wedding dance between those two than in delivering the ball. Stratos now adding some arm movements to this TikTok that Dye so desperately wants created.
What's happening now?
I think because he blew the whistle, not for the free kick, but he blew it down here. He has to give a drop ball, and they'll, in theory, give it back to Knights, I would assume. Or let Knights have it here.
Stratos is getting abused here.
He is, but I think as he blew the whistle afterwards, played advantage, but then blew it back. I think he has to give a drop ball. In practical terms, probably easier just to give the free kick, but that's my interpretation of the new laws. I await,
Flick it through here.
Tony Pert telling me I'm completely wrong with that at some point during the week.
So what Jake Vandermeer was about to put in Koso into the Glenorchy Knights bench there.
There's the Knights faithful getting pretty warmed up there for an enjoyable evening down there as Koso can't quite keep the ball. Curtis laid to Farrell. Not quite finding Allen. It was a tick into 90th minute here at KG5. Vandermeer. A lot of backspin on that one. Farrell. Chip forward by Backhouse. Bombed on. Ryan. Oscar Thomas utterly baffled by that decision. Brown takes it quickly. Just stoppage time remaining. Trying to get around to the outside. This one into the box. Ryan! Oh, 6 yards out. The big Englishman has somehow put that one over.
I reckon he finishes that 9 times out of 10 as well. That's a big miss.
That is a huge miss from the Englishman. They would have set up a pulsating 4 minutes as up north, Miles Barnard taking Ignacio Giampaoli shooting lessons there for missing from a yard out.
And the Fox in the box.
It doesn't miss many from that range. There's the Fox in the box. His Hart whacks that one high. Gorry. Schmidt and Koso. Lovely little deft touch towards Walter. Will he go towards goal or towards the sideline? He's going towards goal.
Great tackle.
That is a fantastic challenge there from Vandermeer. The earlier one was questionable. That one was perfect. It's Thomas. Well, there's caught in a sandwich. A blatant push in the back. That's a challenge off the ball at
Jack
Thomas.
Ryan OT. Jack Ryan off to Thomas.
He's now just keeping the hands behind, but he's been a bit cheeky there with that blatant challenge 10 yards down the field. Hopefully he gets a slice of cheese for his trouble.
That's game smarts there from Jack Ryan. He's trying to get him set off.
Just going to see if we kept the camera on it for long enough. It was that far behind play. We definitely got it. He's nowhere near the ball
I
there.
did not see that. I did not see that bit.
Yeah, that's the bit I saw. I didn't see the rest of it.
The hands behind the back, though, I love that. He's trying to get Oscar Thomas to hit him just to get a little card.
Yes, I'd love to see the relatively well-built frame of Jack Ryan.
It's a bit
go down under absolutely no contact.
It's a bit late in the game for that, though. I think the game's over to be trying to get people red carded.
Yeah, that's just about all that's in that. As Allen hits it high to Farrell. Warabu with a lovely touch, and Allen, I think he was aiming for Ryan, who's going to go steaming into Thomas here, and little nudge afterwards, but he's just about held up. Any harder, and he would have been in yellow card danger. There, Ryan. Not quite finding the pass there. Spinners. That is full time here at KG5 Park. There's Glenorchy Knights running out 3-1 winners over their long-term rivals, the Olympia FC Warriors, in a game that, on balance, you would think the Knights would certainly deserve the victory. Some of the damage done in the first half. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second. They pulled one back through Ryan, did Warriors, but Knights comfortably cleaning up the last 12 minutes.
Thanks everybody for your attendance today.
We'll have a look
and supporting both
at the
teams.
goals again. Good on the scoreboard early. Just making sure nothing happens in the afters as well as
I'm just watching it OT.
another goal there from Alex Walter. Made it 2-0 in stoppage time in the first half. Warriors throwing caution to the wind, bringing Jack Ryan on off the bench. It's a good effect, getting a goal for his side. But ultimately, it wasn't enough. Joffrey and Koso getting the third and the first for his new club. And that made it 3-1. And do you reckon that's about the right result, Dyson, or something different?
I reckon Jack Ryan not starting probably hurt them. He's obviously under an injury cloud, I believe. But it obviously, that's been their formation throughout the pre-season. That's what they won the comp with. It was their formation last week. I think it unsettled a little bit and they didn't kind of gel with what they wanted to do. They obviously changed from I believe they play a 4-4-2 when they both play, so obviously got him and Hamlet. Obviously Hamlet, Jack in the box, running around, just feeding off Ryan, and I think they didn't adapt to the new style of play.
Bigger pitch as well at KG5 can often sometimes cause them to slip up as well, but the Knights coming back from their defeat to Kingborough last week, strong fashion. Coach James Sherman will be very happy with this result. Penalty save as well from Lockie Hart in the first half as well. Plenty of action here at KG5, and we'll leave you with that from my colleague Matthew Dyson and myself, Paul Hunt. It's been a pleasure to bring this one to you, and we'll see you soon.